Okay, here I'm going to talk about analyzing a problem, how you could analyze your problem. So, for problem solving, I have stressed that you need to define your problem very, very clearly. So that could be achieved by using the template, by defining three information elements: system, positive, negative state. Then, so when you are analyzing a problem, you need to, yeah, after defining your problem by using this template, or you should analyze your problem. Then what you should do in the process of analysis, try to recognize components and their interactions in the system of yours. Then you on the basis of the analysis, you can propose specific and feasible solutions based on this analysis. Then you already have defined a system and positive state and negative state, and I'm saying this again and again. And the situation could be illustrated like this. The system includes many of components, and as a result of interactions among the components, the positive state and negative state is generated. And so I would like to notice that so positive state could be described as a function, system action one. Probably the action one is acting on certain system of outside. I would call this outside system one. Our negative state is similar to positive state, could be described as a function, as a combination of system action 2, outside system 2. Um, so from this slide, I'm going to use arrows to describe the interactions in components. Blue arrow means positive actions, which is actions related to positive state. And red arrow is negative actions related to negative state. So both of positive state and negative state are generated as a result of interactions of components in the system. Then, so as I mentioned, action 1 and action 2 are generated as a result of interaction among components in the system. And so this is an example of how positive state and negative state are generated. So there's many components, and for the positive state and negative state, component 1, 2, 3, 4 are engaged. So I'm going to perform function analysis to describe how these problems, how these states, positive states and negative states, are generated. So one can perform function analysis focusing on both the positive state and negative state. So how a positive state is generated, but then positive state could be described as a function, system, action 1, outside system 1. So this is subject, verb, object. Then component, this function could be broken down into the four functions. Component 1, action 1, 1 on component 2, component 2, action 1, 2 on component 3, component 3, action 1, 3 on component 4, and component 4, action 1 on outside system 1. This is how positive state is generated, which is described as a combination of functions. Then similarly, this could be performed for negative state as well. The system, action 2, outside system 2. This is subject, verb, object. Then, so this function could be broken down into the functions which is related to negative function, negative state. So most likely, what happens is these functions related to positive state and negative state is actually together. They are actually generated together. So one of them happens and accompanying another functions which is related to negative state. Okay, let me generalize what I have explained about the description of your program by using function analysis. So you should perform function analysis focusing on both positive state and negative state respectively. So function analysis about positive state. So you could describe your positive state by normal sentence, but try to translate it into the form of function, subject, verb, object, in this case, system, action 1, outside system 1. And so this function could be broken down into a combination of function. You could perform in detail, so you could analyze what's going on to generate positive state by using component and the interactions among them. And similarly, you could perform function analysis on negative state. So negative state also could be described as function, subject, verb, object. This case, system, action 2, outside system 2. This function could be broken down into the broken down into a combination of functions, component, action, component. So other interactions among components. Then you should recognize that the result of analysis by using function analysis. So the functions which composes the positive state and negative state generated actually together. So negative state, the functions related to negative state is unavoidably generated for producing the positive state of the system. So function analysis can be performed about any system. So you could apply for some machine, you could apply for some chemical reaction or production system or anything. These two of function analysis is very convenient when you are analyzing what the problem is and what you are thinking, analyze about something. Okay, this is all for this section. Thank you for listening.